every single time that there's a shooter, everybody's like, oh my God, I hope he's black. Or, oh my God, is he a Muslim? Yes, he is. I knew it. This is what they do. Or, oh, it's a woman. See, they do it too. Oh, it's another transsexual. See? Or, oh, it's a white kid. Oh, what are we going to do now? Are we going to blame the parents? Oh, it's mental health now. Oh, yeah. It's the most... ooh, nobody likes that. Who likes that? They like playing big... It's so obnoxious. It's so obnoxious. Yes, they're playing racial bingo. They're like, oh my God, is he left wing or right wing? As if it matters. This is a guy that used to be a high school football star, and he turned into a fucking murderer, and he killed himself in the middle of fucking New York after killing a random police officer. This isn't anything other than a fucking tragedy. This is horrible. There's not a fucking agenda to this. There's not a worldview attached to this. It's just fucking sad. That's what I think.
Here now with more Fox News contributors. We have Nicole Parker, Paul Morrow with us. Nicole, senseless shooting, no rhyme or reason that we can put together at this point. It's too early. Our prayers obviously go out to the family of this officer.
Somebody says Fox News is reporting he possibly had CTE and may have been targeting the NFL headquarters. I mean, maybe, right? I mean, it's possible. But, I mean, I don't think you can really know.
To the other 4 civilians that were killed here. Thoughts on what we can put together at this point?
Obviously, it's very soon to put much together, but I'm just going to go through a few thoughts that I have as an investigator. The subject is allegedly from Las Vegas.
He killed a Jewish lady, so it could be that too. I don't know, man.
At this point, apparently a suicide, but I would want to know everything about their travel. When did they come to New York?
Because, remember whenever Luigi did that? Like, the Luigi one was very clean, and when they caught him, he had all of this information that he put out to explain why he did what he did. So, I think the Luigi situation was, very rare in the case that it seemed like obviously the guy, because with Luigi, his friends had said that, he kind of went off the deep end as he, as it became closer to whenever he shot the guy. But that would make sense because he had back pain and everything. And, of course, right, it makes sense. Not that it makes it okay, but it's just understanding why somebody would do something. But the point is that when I see this, there doesn't really seem to be a big agenda, right? There's not a big agenda. There's nothing else going on. So why would somebody do this? I don't know.
What were their travel patterns?
Guy, I think he just snapped.
Who booked those flights? Was there surveillance, surveillance?
You say he just snapped, but who just snaps and how many of you guys have one of these in your house? I couldn't even get one of these in Rust.
They picked up that showed him casing the building. Who does he know in the building? Where does he work? Does he know someone on one of those floors? Obviously, to me, it appears to be a targeted act of violence. But again, there are many things that investigators do not know. But now that we do have a subject named, the FBI and other law enforcement are putting together a profile. Everything about their social media. Was there leakage that indicated that they intended to do this? Were there things that they were dissatisfied in their life? What was their job like? What was their personal life? Were there financial struggles? Sean, we are seeing random acts of violence in our country on a nonstop basis. We have
Of course, because we have a massive mental health crisis and people have been completely devoid from any sort of shared culture, meaning, faith, or purpose at all. You have a totally soulless, godless society that's built around the acquisition of income, resources, and wealth at the consequence of anything. There's no shared cultural, investment. The cultural, promise that's been made, the cultural contract, the social contract that's made with the country and the society and the individual has been broken. And this is the thing, my dad would tell me this, and if you have any boomer fucking relatives, if they, at least in the South, they'll tell you guys used to drive to fucking high school and leave their shotguns in the car. So it's not like, obviously having an AR-15 is more dangerous than having a double-barrel shotgun. Very clearly it is. But at the same time, I think just saying it's because of the guns, I don't think that's enough. I don't. I think there's a lot more to it than that. And Boomers Fuck Relatives, obviously he's trying to target the Blackstone CEO like Luigi. He just fucked up. Yeah, maybe, right? But he certainly didn't do a very good job at it. But yeah, anyway, most shootings, what do you call it? Most shootings are with pistols. Yeah, sure. But like either way, I mean, yeah, anybody could have a revolver, right? I mean, it's not hard to get a 6-shooter revolver. But that didn't happen back then. So I think that blaming guns, you know, I think that access to guns definitely is an element. Of course it's an element. But it's not the entire pie chart, right? It's just a couple, maybe 1 or 2 slices.
Things on an hourly basis.
So yeah, I think that's the reason why you see more of these random acts of violence. And I think that media, you know, trying to like fucking play things up, make people even more radicalized than they already are, trying to like turn everything like, oh, it's a white person. It's obviously not a white person. Why would you say this? And there's always this like just ever escalating weird, contrived, everybody knows they're lying but they just keep doing it anyway vibe that happens with the media. It's outrageous
these days. It is disgusting, it is wrong, it is despicable, and we should not have to live in fear. But you know what? I commend this NYPD officer. Thank you to her. She paid the ultimate sacrifice today. Yeah, and my prayer goes out to the 4 others and any others. Right now, the number is obviously not going to be confirmed.
So back then you have a safe society with more cultural norms and better mental health. If it declines so badly, this has to be addressed first. But taking guns away seems like a proper measure. No, absolutely not. I would rather have the risk of having people do this and live in a world where people do this than not be able to defend myself in my own home. And that is the trade-off. Like, I will state it plainly, right? In case anybody's confused. I would rather take the risk of a higher chance of being killed in a mass shooting situation than not be able to defend myself with a gun in my own home. I think that that's just more important. And as with many things, more freedom comes with more risk. More freedom comes with a higher possibility of something bad happening. That's true. You're absolutely right. But I would take that risk, and I think most people would. That's why we have the Second Amendment.
But these are people that did everything that they could, I'm sure, to save their own life, but to protect others. And I saw the images of those in the office. I believe it was Blackstone or another office. And they took the furniture, the file cabinets, everything that they could, and they put it up against the door. And that is exactly what we are trained to do. In law enforcement, we train civilians and officers.
Barricade the door.
Civilians. You run, you hide, and you fight. And that is exactly what it appeared that they did.
Good for them.
And I think, Paul, that Nicole is right on the money when she says that this looked like a targeted attack. It doesn't seem random to me.
I don't
in
think
this
so.
building, the confirmed companies are Blackstone, the NFL was in there, KPMG, Rudin Management Company, Bank of America were all in there. It doesn't seem like this one building was randomly chosen. The questions that Nicole asked, I think, are spot on. What else would you be asking? Is there anything you can glean from the companies that we know had offices in this building?
Well, the only thing I would add is that in addition to choosing a particular building in the middle of a very target-rich environment here in Midtown Manhattan, he chose a particular floor, apparently. And so, you know, it's a little bit unclear. You know, it's the 33rd floor reportedly, and so he would have taken the elevator. He's not walking up 33 floors. So
I also would, I mean, it's important to keep in mind, too, that anybody that does something like this, there is a chance that they just made a mistake. They went to the wrong floor because they're stupid.
He got on that elevator. He pressed 33 for a reason. And as I was saying earlier, if, in fact, there was a specific target there, as in a person, well, that person likely knows him, knows who he is, unless, unfortunately, that person is deceased. So they're certainly going to be looking at why did he shoot, who he shot, was he looking for a specific person, which could answer all of this out. Is the person he was looking for perhaps among the wounded? And that goes to the idea that a scene like this is very, very chaotic. So if you're running it and they're going to have somebody chief level running this thing, you're going to have people at the hospital with the wounded. Are they in a position to be debriefed? Can you talk to them? Did he say anything while shooting? Do you know him? Had you seen him before? Had he applied for a job? Because the reporting I got...
Does it even matter? It's important to know why people do something, because if you can figure out enough people, this is the reason why you want to find out, is that if you can figure out, like generally if you know everything, you can predict the future. And so if you know why people are doing something and you can create like kind of a, like almost every single profile of a mass shooter is a young man. There are exceptions, but the vast majority, and this is especially if you include gang violence, are all young men. And I would say also it is primarily young men that are mostly socially isolated and that do not have a wife and kids. Like, I mean, really, those are the commonalities. Like, mostly black. No, it's not really. I mean, it depends on what you're talking about. Like with gang shootings, maybe, yeah. But with school shootings, I'm pretty sure it's mostly white. I don't think this is necessarily a race-specific issue. I think this is a cultural issue.
Is that he wasn't currently employed there. So these are the kinds of things that I think you're going to be gleaning as you work backwards from where
I mean, again, I don't see a lot of guys dating Insta-baddies that are going out and doing these mass shootings. Let me just say that. And also, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that rule held up pretty goddamn well.
How he did it, but the why is what everybody wants to know. And, you know, it's not an irrelevant factor. We often say when we're talking about trials, as lawyers, you know, motive doesn't matter. You don't need motive for a conviction.
You got to think forward. You got to think outside the box.
Because you got to see, is he part of a group? Is there another piece out there that may continue to do whatever he did? Is the car booby-trapped? By now they likely have cleared it. Is his home booby-trapped? Did he have some sort of political edge? Right now, the why is a very salient question, and that's something they're pulling at hard.
Yeah, let me go back to
you guys see kind of what I'm saying, right? About like how almost every single one of these shooters fits that profile. Young, isolated men that do not have a family, that they've like a significant other, marriage, or children. Almost every single one is like that, like 95%.
Nicole, on this issue of, first of all, what an odd scene of anybody in Midtown Manhattan in New York City, where it is nearly impossible to get a pistol carry permit, concealed carry permit, which I did have when I did live in New York. For the city, it is nearly impossible to get one of those. I can tell you that. And to watch somebody walking through with a long rifle.
It's obviously not impossible to get a gun. I mean, the entire idea that these gun laws are stopping people with guns is just absolutely hilarious. Of course, that's not happening, especially whenever there are statewide laws and different states have different laws. It's political theater, and anybody who's trying to like make these restrictions on guns in cities is just a retard.
Like this through the streets of New York is the strangest thing. The fact that nobody saw that is even more odd, knowing how congested the area is. Thoughts?
Bro, like, I'm not like, sir, please put away your AR-15. Nah, bro, I'm gonna be like, hey. Don't see that. Do not see. Don't look at him, bro. Do not look at him. Yeah, I'm not trying to get shot.
First of all, this person had no shame in what they were doing. Okay, I've seen a lot of mass shootings and behavior that leads up to it.
That's a fact.
A lot of times they'll hide the gun, they'll put it in a gun case, they'll put it in something. This guy's walking around with a rifle in the middle of Manhattan. And again, we don't know that other people hadn't seen it, hadn't called the police on him. We don't know that yet. But he had not been approached yet by law enforcement. We'll just leave it at that.
And he's walking, bro. He's walking like he owns the place, man. Yeah, like he's walking like a warlord. He's not sitting there like, oh, I'm gonna get him, right? Like, bro, he coming up there. He got a suit on, he's well dressed, everything like that. Yeah, he on a mission.
Yeah, this is not something that you see every day in New York City. New York is known to have very tight gun laws, but as I have always said in my job, Criminals that are set out to kill people, they don't care about gun laws. Okay, they have
the problem is that the gun laws are statewide, and it's easy to go to another state and just get a gun and bring it back over. That's the reason why it doesn't work. And also, like, even in a world where you could prevent anybody from getting guns, Luigi 3D printed his gun, and that's what's going to keep happening. 3D printing and other types of, creation mechanisms for weapons are just going to become more and more popular. Look at the thing that killed Shinzo Abe, the fucking Japanese prime minister. That was a homemade gun, too. So the entire idea of, like, oh, well, we have to make gun laws to stop people, that's not going to work. Because people can literally just 3D print them. They can do it now, but it's going to get even better later. It's just stupid.
Respect
it's
for
stupid
laws.
and short-sighted.
If they're willing to shoot someone and kill someone, they do not care.
Yeah.
And so this person is so brazen. He actually wants to be seen. Yes, he looks a little low-key, a little muted. Maybe, the black blazer, it appears to be black pants, white shirt. Carrying around a rifle in Manhattan, sunglasses, but not a very... he definitely wanted to be seen. He wanted this moment to be...
I mean, he's better dressed than I am. I'll tell you that. Yeah, it's not like he was trying to... Yeah, this isn't some crazy crackhead or something.
To be known. And again, going in and just taking out the security officer. He had to have known that there were a number of people that were going to see him. This was going to be picked up on video surveillance. Nothing was going to stop him. But
Not
again, going
anymore,
back, I think I love to appear with Paul because as investigators, his NYPD experience, FBI experience, it is so important to think about how these investigators are piecing this together. It is so sad and tragic, but right now, law enforcement, they're going through the line of questioning. What do we need to do to solve this case? Who is this person and why was he here?
Right.
So what was the precipitating stressor, Sean? What was it that caused this man to say, today is the day, around 6:30 p.m., I'm going to go into Midtown Manhattan and I'm going to do this? And again, the fact that we believe that he had a concealed weapons permit from Las Vegas, that says a lot.
Yeah, he's from fucking... you just go to Las Vegas, you get a gun. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, you just go somewhere else and bring it back over.
He had to travel. And we've seen a pattern in New York now. Like we said, the United Healthcare shooting with the CEO. That was someone that was, they were going to go in, they were going to commit this crime.
He got himself.
And nothing was going...
that's, by the way, best case scenario. Then we don't have to pay for it. We don't have to, like, put this guy in jail. There's not, like, a big discussion about it. He's just dead.
To stop him. So again, he does not appear to be tacked out, in my opinion, in law enforcement, tacked out. He didn't appear to really be tacked out. I don't see a ballistic vest underneath that. We can't see that at this point. But did he have suicidal ideation? Had he manifested any sort of suicidal, ideation prior to this? Were there people around him that knew him? The moment that he's been identified, law enforcement, FBI, NYPD, locals, and wherever jurisdiction he comes from, they're, again, pulling up the full profile, talking to family members, friends, looking at medical records, looking at financial situations. His work situation, very, very important and crucial to look at right now. But again, it's mind-boggling to me that people have so much nerve to do something like this in Midtown Manhattan. But Sean, this is not the first time that we've seen this. Like, this is happening all too frequently in our country.
Oh, God.
Paul, I do have a fairly large gun collection. And the modifications that are needed in New York State for a lot of weapons to conform to their laws, they're pretty extensive. He's not from New York. The question is, did he get the weapon in New York? How long has he been in New York? Did he have such a rifle with modifications as prescribed by laws in New York? These are questions I'd like to know. Did he somehow drive this to New York? Did he fly to New York? I'd like to know the answer to all those questions.
Yeah, I suspect the police have those answers already in terms of how he got here, because you can go into various computer systems to ascertain if there was a flight under his name, and his name is out there now. It's starting to hit online and in the media. So they're going to be able to ascertain, okay, has he bought a ticket recently? That means they're going to get to his credit cards. They're going to, you have to give good ID. These days you have to use the real ID, actually, to even get on a domestic flight. So if he took a flight, they'll know that. And if he rented a car at the airport, obviously they'll know that.
He drove from Las Vegas.
They're going to probably know that as well. These days, almost all cars are rolling computers.
Yeah, true.
They know how to do this. The auto crime guys will come in, they'll rip the car, they'll download the computer, they'll get the computer's
They don't
travel.
even need to. They can figure out.
Most of them have GPSs and all kinds of things in them. The Garmin is built in and all that stuff. So the cops, I suspect, NYPD at the presser that's upcoming, they may not say it, they may not put it all
but you're
out.
not saying that the guy's Muslim? I don't know if he's Muslim or not. I have no idea.
But there's a very good chance that they can give us his travel log. As far as the gun goes, well, you know what? They have the gun. And I can tell you right now, they're going to be accessing all those systems. You pull in the ATF, and you're going to be able to do a good trace on that gun to ascertain where it was bought, how it was bought. And as far as it being difficult to buy in New York, it's harder than ever in New York City. I shouldn't say than ever, because it's starting to change because of the Supreme Court decision. But it is very hard, I should say, to buy guns in New York City. But if you leave New York City and you go, let's say, upstate New York, it becomes a lot easier. It's big hunting territory. Now, the modifications he did, there's always way around these things. You know it and I know it, Sean. So
sure, of course.
We'll just have to wait and see how he did it. The one thing I would pull from the gun, though, just intuitively, is the fact that, look, he went in without expecting to get out. If he was looking to do something clandestine, surreptitious, not draw a lot of attention, use a handgun.
Briefcase.
Right? You take the handgun, you stuff it in your pocket.
Yeah, it's a good point. Like, he expected not to walk out of that building.
And you can get up
it's a good point.
To the 33rd floor without a lot of people seeing you. This tells me,
I mean, unless he thinks he's John Wick,
he was ready to shoot it out with whoever came along if he had to. So this does look to me like a suicide mission. It looks to me like he went in ready to inflict maximum damage on whatever his target set was, and he did not expect to be leaving that building.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, Nicole Parker, Paul Morrow, please stay with us. Hey, Sean Hannity.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's just really sad that this shit happened. It is like, I'm looking at this here, right? In fact, nobody in New York City can stop this guy walking around like this is nuts. New Yorkers are just sitting ducks without concealed carry. Biggest soft target on the planet. Well, like, I mean, I don't think that it would be good to just randomly shoot somebody like this. Absolutely not. Mass shooting in New York City, about to elect a commie who wants to defund the police. We don't need an investigation to find out the NYPD is racist, anti-queer, and a major threat to public safety. Yeah, this guy's an idiot. I mean, again, I can see why people, like him more than Andrew Cuomo, but like, I'm not really a fan of this guy. I could just see why people would vote for him over Andrew Cuomo, right? And Blackstone employees use director couches to barricade the entrance in the offices. Yeah, I saw this, bro. That's impressive, too. That's impressive. Yeah, like, I'm going to be real. Like, that would be hard for me to fucking get through. That'd be hard for anybody to get through. Holy shit. Yeah, that's smart. That's very smart.